There's nothing like pressure, is there? It's 11 p.m. I'm meant to be putting this out today. I'm holding myself accountable to put one out every single day in March. It's Marathon March, Pit Village podcast. I wanted to talk about time off. Time off, it's a hard one. At our essence, all we have is time. It's how we use it that matters. If you own your own business or you work in a high-pressured role, you'll know how hard it is to have time off, to switch off. But I found it crucial to my well-being. If I don't switch off, eventually I run myself down and it's just no good. It's no good for me. It's no good for my family. It's no good for my customers. It's no good for my business long term. So consistent effort beats a sporadic, I'm going to get 10 customers this month and then 2 next month and 15 month after and 0 the next month. Why don't you just get 7 a month and it's consistent? You find that you actually get more if you did that. So this is where I am at the moment. I've had to find a balance over time because at a certain point I'd wake up at 9:30. By 10:30 I'd be on the phones. Not starting on the phones at 10:30. By 10:30 I'd have 3 quotes. And I'd just be on the phone until it got inappropriate to phone people, let's say 6:30, 7 o'clock. As soon as people start saying, oh, it's a bit too late, mate, phone me tomorrow. Oh, I'm just having my dinner with my family. You get a lot of that stuff when you're phoning out of hours. Are you kidding me, mate? It's 8:30 on a night. Why are you phoning me about a website? You get some of that stuff as well. You get told to get fucked. Get screwed. So, I'm a bit obsessive with it. And then, let's say from 8 p.m. to 3 a.m., I've been making websites. November, I closed 17 deals. I did 600 quotes and created 17 websites. But then December, I would just run down. So I've had to consciously make decision to take time off. And I find it with some customers, you've over-serviced them that much that it gets to a point where I'm only updating the website once a month, which is the original agreement. I've not created anything for social media. And they'll send you a message, hiya mate, you've not been as active as you usually are. You've not been reaching out. Okay, well, I literally start to send a voicemail and set the right boundaries. Well, I'm sorry, mate, but I do apologise you feel that way. But the last time you got in touch with me, I've actually messaged you back. And I have updated your website this month. If that's not how you'd like it, can you just reiterate what you'd actually like? Maybe I can get that sorted out. Don't mean to be rude, mate, but you've actually messaged me on Saturday. It's only Monday morning. I take weekends off now. I'm going to get back to you today, but I mean, by all means, if you want to arrange a call, I'm always open for a chat. Let's improve on the website. So you're still being open to the customer, but you're setting a firm boundary there saying, look, I'm a professional, mate. And I also mentioned, look, I've got 80 customers now. I've grown since we first established the relationship. I can't always be there, but I do update the website every month as we arranged. You tell people this, you've got to do this, you've got to set the right boundaries. And again, I'm late recording this because I've been on the phone with a friend, with a family member, a cousin, and towards the end of the call, we'd spent over 60 minutes on the phone catching up. It's just blatant disrespect towards me. I seen little bits of it here and there, but towards the end of the call, it was total disrespect. And it was the end of the call because I made it the end of the call. Sorry, mate, you've overstepped the boundary there. I think we ought to end the call. We've been on the phone a bit too long. Bye. Phone down and then message you back. Oh, I'm only kidding. Why are you making me feel like crap? No, mate, your disrespect towards me is not my fault. If you feel like crap, then that's not my fault. I don't feel like crap because I refuse to take your crap. So you set the right boundaries. You build systems in place with your business so you can manage that productively. Right, I only do update the website once a month. The reason I do that is because I can update everybody's website then in 1 week. Instead of updating everybody's website 4 times throughout the month, and it's 4 times the amount of work. So, why would you not do that? Because there's a law in business. Your work will expand to the amount of hours that you've got. I'd do the same for 40 customers than I do for 80. That is the honest truth. I'd spend the same amount of time maintaining those businesses because the time is there to be spent doing that. You know, it's weird. If you've got 14 customers, you probably do the same as if you had 80 customers because you over-service everybody. They're paying you £30 a month, you're giving them 10 hours. They're paying you £3 an hour instead of giving them 1 hour and having 80 customers and spending 80 hours on your business instead of 40 customers or 14 customers and still spending 80 hours on the business. So you start setting the right boundaries within your company. What has this got to do with time off, Carl? You're on about having time off, weren't you? You're 5 minutes in already and all you've talked about is work, work, work. Exactly, mate. I am trying now to take some time off. I'll tell you the truth. It's been a long road. I started the business in January 2020. If you've got any inclinations to start your own business, just go for it, because in a year's time, you're either going to have a business or you're not. The years past, I don't feel like I've took a breath, to be honest. I've not been on long walks. I've not really focused on my mental health and my physical health and my well-being. It's not helped that we've been trapped in, with the situation and all that, the lockdown, whatever. But the point is, I need some time off. I think you'll see it in my voice, and I needed some time off from the business, so I set up these systems and boundaries with the customers over the last couple of months. I reassessed the customer base, and I started to ask, who am I serving that actually doesn't serve me? Who is always creating me problems? And then I set the right boundaries in place with them, and if they didn't like it, they've left the business and they've gone elsewhere, and I've let them retain the website, no fee. See you later, let somebody else deal with you. And this is how I truly feel, and I'm going to take some time off. And I've updated every customer website over the last week. I've done everything I need to do for my business for the full month. And why should I populate the first week of next month in April with more stuff? Well, let's go. Let's keep going, huh? No, mate. You've done the work for this month. Time to reassess. You've done the work for this year. Because the point was, I've not took one day off in 14 months. I've not had a day where I've not looked at my laptop, where I've not responded to a customer. There might have been 2 days where I know I'm ill. But that's not a conscious decision to take time off for yourself, to reassess your situation. We're talking today about consciously taking time off because you've got tunnel vision at the moment, you're trying to achieve a goal, but you might need to sit back and reevaluate because you might be on the wrong path. Okay, I'm doing website design, and as you can see, I've already took a little bit of time to reflect to see where this is going long term. So I've opened a podcast and I'm building new skills because website design is not something that I can become the top 3% within the industry. I can make myself a living, fair enough. But can I really change the world and create a business and employ people and provide opportunity to others? I'm not too sure. Maybe through podcasting I can do that. So that was the initial thought, but then podcasting has become nearly a full-time job in itself. If I spend 30 hours a week on the business, I might spend 35, 40 hours a week at the moment on the podcast. This is becoming the predominant time within the day that I'm taking notes and I'm coming up with ideas. And that's just the honest truth. So producing one, recording one, coming up with the idea and putting it out every single day across social media and all the platforms, it's very time consuming. I wanted to push myself. I needed the pressure. I don't know if the quality has suffered because I put one out every day, because the fact is, I've never put a podcast out, so what am I going to compare it to? What we will be able to do is compare this to the one I'm doing next week, because it is time to break the routine and ultimately level up, because I'm going to sit back, reassess, get some podcast cover art and look at the business. It's the end of the financial year, as I mentioned, assess where we are with all that stuff. And then we can look at what's important. We can take a little bit of time for a digital detox. A digital detox. We suffer from information overload in our society. News articles and headlines that want to grab our attention to make money. Talked about all this in previous podcasts. Business systems, all that. So again, I had 28 podcasts in the month. It's been a lot. It's hard work. But let's not dwell on that. It's about time off. It's about your priorities. It's about sometimes adjusting your vision, going for a walk without the phone, without the social media, taking in the breeze, looking at what is important in life. What do you need to take a break from? Who do you need to take a break from? And how do you effectively take time off? You do it through deliberate, conscious time that you've set aside to reassess your goals and really think about what you want out of life. J.K. Rowling wrote the 5th Harry Potter book because she changed her location. She went to a hotel and she stayed there overnight, started writing the book. And she booked us in another night and continued to write the book. And before you know it, she'd stayed there weeks and months and she'd written the entire book there. So through changing her scenery and changing her location and taking some time off, she was actually able to complete the series, whatever, or write the next book, because I know there were many of those Harry Potters. But the point is, I think it's crucial. I honestly do. Because looking back at what I've done for the last year, just work, and what most people do, time off just kills us. We don't know how to do it. We don't consciously do it. So I implore you to just take one weekend to yourself. I don't think I've ever done it, actually. I can say that I might have had a couple of days off the business, but not loading up the laptop, not loading up Netflix, not looking at the news, not looking at the phone. Not taking any calls from anybody, not customers, not friends, not anybody. Not one news article, not one YouTube video. No messaging to you from the world about anything for a couple of days. Why is that not part of everyday people's routine? Why has that never been introduced to me as like an essential thing to be a human being? So I went for like a 2-hour walk today. For the first time in a long time. And I was just looking around and I thought, I should be doing this constantly. I should just be walking around picking berries from trees. Not worried about this complex society and all this. It's not what my brain's wired up for. This is what it's wired up for. Being in the sun and taking in the breeze. And it was really I already had this in mind, time off. I'm like trying to close this down. Marathon March. One every single day. Let's kill that idea there for now. Maybe that comes back. Who knows what happens? But the point is, I'm at a point now where it's like, again, end of financial year. I've been running a business for 14 months. I've took a month off of that, but then I've been creating a podcast every day. So I'm just filling up with time with other stuff and other commitments, and it's like, whoa. Before you know it, it's go, 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 go. So that's it. Marathon March. I hope you're well. I hope you're good as we move into April. And we will be back. New podcast art. New interviews. Plenty booked for April and May. People need time basically to schedule it in. But yeah, we've got some really interesting people coming on throughout May, basically. I'm going to take some time to, again, sit back, reassess where I am with the podcast and reach out to more people and put some more time into other aspects of this, branding it and all that sort of stuff. So this is what you may need to do. You've got tunnel vision at the moment. You're working towards something, but take a step back. What areas are lacking? Because when I take a step back from the business, I do see that, oh yeah, I've got some improvements that I could make to the customer service. I've got some improvements that I could make to how I set up the business and invoice all my customers, the systems that I can implement, IT, and I do need to think about taxes, and I do need to think about limited company or self-employed. I do need to think about these things. So what do you need to think about? Who do you need to take a break from? Because we talked about the personal relationships and how they can affect you and get in the way. What do you need to take a break from? Social media, work, are the easy stuff. But maybe YouTube and the news and the TV and Netflix, and it's all just external stuff. We need to dig deep. We need to take deliberate time off, break the routine, and realise just how important our time is, because in the end, I do believe that it's all we have, isn't it? The moment and how we utilise the moment. Everything else is imaginary. So thanks a lot for your time. All the best. And I'll speak to you soon. Very soon. In April sometime. But it's the end of the Marathon March. It is 11:06 on the 31st of March. I've got to edit this, put it out, and create a video and put it on YouTube and all that. Got 45 minutes. Let's go. Thanks for your time. See you in April. As always, we're sponsored by Prospect 27, pay monthly websites. All the best.